Welcome back, folks. The NSA State Football Championships kicked off today for 3 classes in Nebraska. We had just one lone Siouxland team in action down in Lincoln, and joining us live from Memorial Stadium where the Stanton Mustangs just wrapped up their Class D1 title game is Sports Force's Irvin Doman. How's it going down there in Lincoln, Irv?
Well, Jason, it's a tad bit chilly, but a beautiful November night for some football. And in fact, the football actually kicked off this morning in D2, but in D1, like you said, the Stanton Mustangs, they were in action. This game was a thriller, so I won't keep you waiting any longer. We'll throw to those highlights.
Stanton, the defending D1 champions, looking to go back-to-back, but top-seeded, undefeated Sandy Creek stands in their way. Stanton with the ball in the opening possession, and Barrett Wilkie drops back to pass and slings it deep to Becker Pullman, who has a step on the defender. He hauls it in, and that's a 6-0 lead for Stanton. Sandy Creek with a fast answer as Ethan Shaw drops back. He finds his freshman receiver, Cameron Seeley, wide open for the score. We're all tied at 6 later in the first quarter. Wilkie takes the quarterback sweep to the far sideline, snakes his way in for the score, and Stanton takes a 14-6 lead. Stanton leads 28-20 at halftime. The Cougars will score to open the half, and they get right back on offense where Shaw finds Connor Lempe, who somehow stays in and gives Sandy Creek their first lead, 36-28. Into the fourth quarter now, Stanton trails 44-36. Wilkie under center, he keeps this one. He reaches over the goal line for the score. Stanton can't convert the 2, so Sandy Creek still leads 44-42. Cougars looking to ice the game with a huge conversion here, but instead Shaw's pass goes off the hands of his receiver, and Jordan Clausen comes up with the interception. Stanton driving after the turnover, but they need this 4th-and-1 conversion. Wilkie goes to the near sideline, and Rempe comes up with a huge stop for Sandy Creek. The Cougars win a 44-42 shootout. Even though Stanton fell short, these memories are something these young men will cherish forever.
This team's means everything. I mean, we've been through the ups and downs. Last 4 years have been the best 4 years of my life. Just, high school football is the world to me, and it sucks going out this way, but, what my class, the whole Stanton community, what we brought to them is just really meaningful, and it'll stick with me the rest of my life.
I love those guys. I've been with a lot of those guys are 3- and 4-year starters, so they've been in the varsity huddle with me for a long time, and we're going to miss the heck out of them. They've done everything we've asked from day one, so really proud of them. They're great young men, and they're going to do great things.
Congratulations to Stanton on an outstanding season and a D1 runner-up trophy.